Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are making a structured bag. Yes, it is one of our best-selling bag. Going to sew your handle. We're going to sew it. You apply your oil to it, and then you sew it down one after the other. You don't have to rush when doing it. After sewing the handle, the next thing you're going to do is take the side, fold it in like this, ensure that the two parts are meeting each other, the one at the front and the other one under it. Then you stitch close to that paper, not on the paper, close to the paper. So after stitching close to the paper, you're going to take it out and then you're going to press it in. So when you press it in, you're going to achieve the type of size that you want. You can see, you just follow what I did here, then you sew. So you take it one step at a time, especially if you're using a blackhead machine, and then you trim it out. So I'm going to do the same thing for the second one. As seen in the video, they're going to apply glue. So here I'm applying the glue. Now if you're not using glue, you can use the double-sided tape depending on where you're washing from. And then you're going to glue it round like that. After gluing it round, do the same for the second one, and then you take your hole, which is 13 inches, into the. So for this side, you're going to put your handle. You're going to measure the part that is 2 inches, which is the top panel. You're going to measure 1 inch so that you have the middle that is 1 and 1, that is 2. So which helps us to have the midpoint. Then from this side that you're seeing, you're going to measure 2.5 from that side. Second one to 2.5 on that side. So that will make us roll it out. So there will be an intercept that will meet in the middle. So the part that is in the middle that I touched now is the one that you put in the hole there. Now this way you have the kind of hole that you want. Then if you do not have the grommet machine, you can use your scissors to cut it out like I did here. Not too big, a little bit small. But if you have the grommet machine, I'll be using the grommet machine for you people that have the grommet machine. Then you press it down like this. So after that, you're going to pull in your handle. You see that the handle part, there is the stitching one is at the back. So you just follow the step I did here. Then you cut in the hole. After cutting the leather, you're going to press it down and put it in with your super glue as seen in the video. You're going to press it down. So the next thing you're going to do is the lining, which is you're going to cut 19. You are using 16 actually, but 3 inches for the excess, which is the lining for the body. But the upper part, which is the flap, will not be taking lining. So you are cutting this one you are seeing here. So you stitch it on it. Yes, you're going to follow it closely. You're going to stitch it closely to that paper, not on the paper. Then you fold in the back and then sew on the lining as seen in the video. You can see as seen in the video here. Yeah. So after going to get the midpoint of this, don't forget that 8.5 is our length here. So you're going to get the midpoint. You roll it out. So from the midpoint, you're going to measure 3. Yes, from here 3, and then from that upper part, you're going to measure 1. So they will meet at the intersect at the midpoint. So here I'm measuring ½ inch. So on that line, I'm going to put quarter from his side, quarter here, which will result in ½ inches. So from that part, that 2 1, we're going to put hole in that 2. Yes, because the hole must be 2, because our washer and our magnet is 2. It has a 2. So you're going to apply it like this. Then you put in your washer or plate as you call it. Then you're going to hit it down with your hammer or use your hand for it. But prefer the hammer because of the stiff. So you're going to apply gum only on the cover here. And you're going to gum the lining and the inner flap that we sew. So you're going to stitch it around like this, one step at a time. You apply your oil. So this is the D-ring. You measure 1 inch. You're going to place your D-ring after the 1 inch downward. Then you stitch like a rectangle form. You're going to stitch it round, one after the other. Now you have to be very careful. You're going to press it one after the other, ensuring that your plate or your machine is not hitting the D-ring. So while I'm sewing, I will sew the same thing for the second side also. So then I'm going to cut the lining. Now after cutting the lining, apply gum on that leather, on the paper under. Then you fold in. You're going to fold the upper part in, and then you trim the excesses round. Be very careful not to cut the leather. Then you stitch the upper. Don't forget that we fold in our lining. So the next part is for the back stand. Now I am not going to use the back stand here, but if you are using, you measure 1 inch inward, 1 inch inward for everything round. After measuring 1 inch inward, you're going to measure another 1 inch from where the base starts. Yes, another 1 inch from where the base starts for everything, so that it will meet at an insert at a particular point. It will meet. So the part that it meets, that is where you put just one hole. if you're doing, you are using this tool, you put it tool. So the next thing is to put your silver pen, bring out the mark of the magnet, that small hole, then you press it on this leather so it will show. Then you're putting your washer, bring out the mark, that two mark, then you put in your magnet and press just like the first one you did. So then you apply your glue on the body. You also fold the front part here because you're folding everything. You trim it out. After trimming it out, you stitch. Now before you join your side, ensure that it is balanced, so you measure. If you can measure with clip, or you should apply gum just like I did here. If you cannot apply glue like I did here, you put in your peg or clip to bring it down. So then after you see that it is balanced, you start sewing. Now if you want to sew, you can decide to put glue on the base only, but ensure that it is balanced before you put your glue, and then you stitch one after the other. If you are not using glue, you can use peg. That's ensuring that you sit properly before you sew. Now then, I'm going to stitch one after the other. Now for this part, you have to be extra careful. Extra careful. You apply your oil so that it will run smoothly, and then you press it down. When you use the base, it can be a little bit tricky, but you have a control over the bag. So you press the bag a little bit, and then you sew, because after you are through, you can start to stuff your bag to bring out the shape bag. So this is how I'm doing it one after the other, ensuring that I am not rushing, especially for this side. And I see that the side are equal. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side too, and that is all for the training. That is all. If you want to see the video of how I make the long handle of the bag, now I will put in the pinned video where you'll be able to see a link of it, where you can be able to watch how to make a long handle of the bag. But this is how the side is. Then wait to listen for the second one. Thank you for watching.